Morning, welcome to Something Saturday. So today I thought we would do, hang on a minute, I'm just going to bring my chair on in. I thought we would do a bit of water painting, but then I couldn't find my water painters at all. So then I thought, oh, you know what, we can water paint with Wink Stella. However, then I found my water painters and thought, you know what, we'll just do both. So I have got Filled with Happiness and the Modern Oval Punch, and I made this card up and I thought I would show you how I've sort of like created that blue bit in the background with it as well. So we shall go for it, but this time what we'll do is we'll use this stamp rather than this stamp, and you can see what I do. Let's pop everything to one side and bring in our bit of paper. So in order to do watercoloring, if you want a stamped image underneath it, you need to use StazOn, because it will stay on when you are doing anything that requires sort of water or is water soluble, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. And I should have had my stamping mat underneath this, but hopefully the fact that I've got slightly padded bit there will mean that, oh my goodness, I shouldn't have left that down so long. Okay, so here's a learning curve for us all. When you use StazOn, unless your StazOn pad is remarkably fresh, you're going to find that if you leave it on there too long, it sticks. So where the heck have I put my cleaner? Okay, you know what? I know where this cleaner is. Not too sure what's happened to my other cleaner. It seems to have done a runner. Oh, my goodness. I thought I was organised. You think you're organised, and then you're just not. This reminds me of Nemo, actually. You think you can do these things, Nemo, but you just can't. Oh, and that's got a bit of something in the middle of it there. Right, let's give this a good clean up. There we go. Right. One. I know it looks remarkably dirty, but that's because I haven't used my StazOn cleaner with this recently. So it's might still be able to salvage that middle image. Who knows? Right, let's try again, shall we? All right, let's ink up well. And I still don't have my stamping mat underneath my work. Wow, go Heather. There's my stamping mat. All right, let's just ink that all up, pop it down and get rid of it. Right, there we go. Yay, we have a good image. So obviously StazOn does not require a lot of let's hold it there for the 5 seconds. It's more of a let's get it really well inked up, stamp it, take it off. But obviously just make sure that you've hold it, pressed it down well before you whip it off again. So, yay, that's that. Have you seen the StazOn cleaner? I'm just, not that I'm expecting you to have seen my StazOn cleaner, but this is what it actually looks like. Just in case you're wondering. And what happens is you literally just rub this all over. I'm not sure whether it's going to work terribly well on this one because it's a photopolymer stamp. And I find the red rubber, it cleans those up incredibly well. Oh. And then let's just give it a quick whip around on there and on there. And it actually is a bit cleaner, look. So you can see that it does do, you know, a partial job at least on photopolymer. Potentially if I kept going with it, maybe it would come up even cleaner, but I'm not really all that fussed because I know it's going to get dirty again. And wow, that is actually really dirty. Give me just a moment. Ew, yuck. Okay, that's the positives of StazOn cleaner is that it is actually quite a sort of dirty cleaner because I guess you're getting black off. So anyway, put that to one side, put my cleaner out of the way, put that away. There we go. We have a good image. Let's just chop that image off there, shall we? I'll put it away. Righty-ho. So I have, as I say, taken out this middle section. So potentially you could cut it like this. And just like that. See how it just frames it, which is really cool actually, but I don't actually want this part now. So I'm going to chuck that out, because what I'll do is I'll stamp it onto the card itself, the base card. However, we will do a little bit of, watercolouring. Oh my goodness, where have my words gone to? Okay, so we're going to use Pool Party because currently my seriously, Heather, Balmy Blue. I was just about to get my catalogue out to find out the name of it. My Balmy Blue is currently packed, so for my classes. And what else do I need? I need maybe a bit of Calypso Coral for the oranges. And something green. How about, wonder what that would look like. That's not a bad looking palette, is it? Let's give it a whirl, shall we? All right. So I think it would be nice if my oranges sparkled. So I might do my oranges with that one. However, ooh, I should show you quickly these. So the water painters come as a pack of 3. Now, there is one thing that you want to know about this, is when you go to fill them up, they twist in the wrong direction. So you would normally expect them to untwist by going that way, but these don't. They go that way. And I don't know why. I would imagine that there is a reason behind it. And then, of course, when it twists back on, it twists in the wrong direction again, in my mind. You know, maybe if you're left-handed, that's the right direction, but for me, it's the wrong direction. Oh, and this first one is like this. So it gives you a nice big flat brush. If you're doing a big background and you're just wanting to whoosh, 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 wash with it, then that's good. That's the first one. Then the second one is this one here, which currently the water's not making it through yet, but again, it goes in the wrong direction. And when you want the water to come through, there is a little push on the sides. So push, and you push, and in theory, it releases water. Only in practice, there it is. There we go. So now the water's coming out of it. And I do need to have another tissue. So I'm just going to grab out another tissue from my little side drawer here. There's a little tissue. And then the last one that we've got is a little skinny one. I should probably put these two together so you can actually see the difference. So you've got quite a fat one and then a skinny one. So I'm this one. Somebody who's skinny is that side. And then again, you just push those 2 bits on the side and out comes the water. So in theory, once you've got it going, then the water kind of is there and it keeps sort of like drawing through. Might need this smaller one actually to do this, because it's quite a delicate area. Right, we will go for the Parakeet Party. Now, to use an ink pad to do your watercolouring, you actually want to squeeze your ink pad together in the middle, and it will produce a pool of ink there for you, which you can then work from. So you can pick up that pool of ink and just go ahead and start colouring in. So I'm actually using the normal white cardstock. I'm not using the watercolor paper to do this, but potentially if you did use watercolor paper, you can actually use a lot more of the ink color on it. If you want a bit of variety with the color that you've got there, if you allow it to dry a little bit and then just add a little bit more ink onto areas that you feel like it needs to be a little darker. So I'm just going with it closest to the stem. So there you have it. And just give your brush a little bit of a push to get rid of some of that ink. So it just, if you push a little bit of water through it, it just cleans your brush out properly for you. So then we will move on to, ooh, I forgot about the little pretty flowers. We might go on to, wow, you can hardly see what this is anymore, but it's petal pink. I have petal pink on the side and it seems to have gone to petal ink. So we will just add a little bit of petal pink to these guys. It's quite a pretty little delicate colour, this petal pink, and it's got the same sort of orangey hue to it that the Calypso Coral has. And then just, as I say, give your brush a bit of a squeeze and that'll get rid of the excess ink from that one. Okay, Calypso Coral. Oops, I didn't squeeze. Squeeze first, Heather. There we go. Now we have a little pinker pool. A pinker pool. Pool of pink. Although in this case it's now a pool of coral. And I'm going to use my Wink of Stella to actually colour these ones in. So you can use it in exactly the same way as you use your aqua painter. But look at the shimmer on that. I'm hoping that you can kind of see it. I just think it's so pretty. So if you want a darker colour, probably go with the darker colour. Go sort of like with, what am I trying to say here? So wherever you want the darkest colour is probably where you want to start on your, especially if you're not using watercolour paper. So I'm just going with the darkest colour being around the stem of the orange. And potentially I might actually add a little bit of darker colour in behind that as well. Even a little bit underneath that there. There we go. And again, you want to wipe off the excess. So with this one, you probably don't need to push it because the colour does keep coming through anyway. Not colour, but the shimmer. Shimmer. There you go. Shimmer. I know what I'm talking about. And that's pretty much it. So let me just stand up and see what you can see. Oh, hang on. Focus. Can you see that shimmer on there? Really pretty, isn't it? But as I say, you can use it in the same way as you do when you're doing your watercolouring. So you can use your Wink of Stella in that way. So like my Wink of Stella, it just makes everything bling. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll finish off that card and I'll pop it onto my blog for you to see. What I may do is I may just take my scissors and trim around there, or I might just, you know, sit it straight onto. Ah, I'm missing a bit. Duh. Okay. Right. Just realised I'm missing that blue section around the outside, which is partly what I said I was going to show you how I was going to do. So go me. At least I remembered before I finished. Oh, by the way, as well, Celebration is still on until the end of February. So if you want to get some free Celebration products, you need to spend $90. And once you've spent $90, you will get your choice of several different Celebration products. And they're really cool. So let's see. So all I've done really is just taken my blue and started with it on the outside again, just so that I've got like a focus point really that it's going to come in from. And keep going round. And with picking up the ink from here, you don't actually have to go right into the middle of the ink. You can draw it out a little bit and sort of weaken it down. So then that way you're not ending up with stuff that's really sort of like strong strength, as it were. Just keep going around. I go round, round, I go round. Woo, woo, I go around. Oh, you know, it helps if you're a little bit nutty, especially in my household. There we go. So I think it's kind of nice just filling in the background like that. I may add a little bit more, just depending on whether I decide I'm going to actually cut that out or not. So we will see. And if you go and have a look on my blog, you will find out. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and do feel free to come and join me next Saturday where we'll find something else to do. Ooh, what are we going to do? And have a lovely week. Bye. Okay, so I'm back again because I've found out since I actually did the main bulk of the video and then sort of like carried on to complete the card, that there's actually a couple of other things that I should have shown you at the same time. So we are going to quickly show you, I am going to quickly show you, not we. That would be ridiculous. I'm not a we. Okay, so if you just want to have this middle section directly onto your card and you don't want to have to punch it out, you take your punch and you punch it out of a bit of sticky note paper and you pop this into the middle of your card, like so. And I think we just need a little bit more over the top because I did discover that I hadn't punched it exactly right. And then you can ink up your entire stamp, and excuse my head for a second, and then you pop that down, just making sure that the "Have a good day" or the writing around the side isn't showing. And then when you take that off, it's just that. Conversely, you can also shove this down onto your card. So this is the bit that either you could punch this piece out and add a bit of something sticky to the back of it, or you just get yourself another bit of sticky paper, just making sure that the sticky part is on there. And then again, excuse my head, I'm going in. So then you can have that bit. And you could add something into the middle of it. So I may well go and do that and then pop it onto my blog. But I just thought, you know, I wanted to actually add some of these to an envelope that I'd made, that I'd done to go with one of the cards. And I thought, oh, I should have shown you guys how to do that. So there you go. You have now been shown. Go check out my blog, see what I do with these. Thanks. Bye.